Tonight at 5, a Wisconsin woman has been charged in the death of a Missouri school teacher. A breakdown of what we know so far.
Plus, if you're hoping to take your pet to the vet anytime soon, be prepared for a long wait. We'll tell you why local clinics are so backed up.
And experts say inflation is slowly decreasing, but relief might not come as soon as consumers hope. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. UW Health nurses feel like celebrating tonight, one day after striking a deal to avoid a 3-day strike.
It didn't exactly settle things, though, leaving a lot of questions moving forward. Arman Rahman is at a party that the nurses union is throwing in Madison tonight, where they're enjoying what progress was made.
The atmosphere is one of joy right now here at the Madison Labor Temple here off of Park Street. Lots of "We Stand with UW Health Nurses" signs demanding a union for quality care, as well as t-shirts being sold voicing their support for nurses. Now they're calling the agreement that they reached with UW Health through mediation with Governor Evers a groundbreaking victory. However, UW Health has called it an agreement to gain legal clarity about whether or not they can collective bargain with UW Health nurses as a union. That obviously will come in the future. Right now there are UW Health nurses as well as union staff and others set to speak here in just a little bit. We'll hear more from them tonight on News 3 Now at 6. For now, live in Madison, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
And new at 5, prosecutors have charged a woman from Oregon, Wisconsin in connection with a deadly crash that killed a middle school teacher in Missouri.
27-year-old Kyrie Fields is being held on $100,000 bond. Charles Cranier was riding his bike on August 27th when he was hit by a car. The driver was later identified as Fields. Court records show Fields admitted she was driving high on Percocet at the time of the crash. The vehicle she was driving was later found burned. Video surveillance reportedly showed a man setting the car on fire one day after the crash, but Fields said she knew nothing about that. Fields is facing 1 count of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death and 1 count of tampering with a vehicle.
A trial date has been set for a woman charged in the crash that killed Wisconsin Public Media Director Gene Purcell. 31-year-old Shanicia Yumas is charged with homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle. A criminal complaint alleges Yumas was driving on the westbound Beltline frontage road when she hit Purcell, who was on a motorcycle. Purcell later died from his injuries. Right now, Madison police are asking for the public's help identifying a man who allegedly attacked a 78-year-old man at a Culvers. Take a look at these images. It happened at the restaurant of the 2000 block of the West Beltline Highway. Officers say the attacker was not provoked. The suspect, described as 5'7", with a heavier build, believed to be in his mid-50s. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at the number there at the bottom of your screen. It'll be nice and sunny through the rest of the work week, but rain looming for the weekend. Meteorologist Julian C. right outside with the latest.
That's right. We're going to be watching for the rain chances this weekend, but until then, let's go ahead and soak up this great weather that we have, not just for today, but throughout the rest of the week. We see pretty blue skies outside on our sky cam where we can see the Capitol, and now we stacked up for today. Temperatures were just a tad above normal, but still rather comfortable. 76 degrees for us, not a lot of humidity, and temperatures were really into the mid to upper 70s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Over towards Lone Rock, we saw around 80 degrees for us, one of the warmer spots for today. But as we look ahead, this is how we can plan out the rest of our evening. Temperatures will slide into the 60s and still plenty of open skies. It's going to be a wonderful night once again. Another night on tap to have your windows open as you go ahead into sleep, getting ready for the next day. However, watch for some fog that's looking to develop late once again by the time we get into our morning hours, but then it'll start to clear out by the time we get into our late morning and our afternoon for our Wednesday as well. We'll talk more about what else to expect in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Governor Tony Evers visited the Wisconsin Heights School District in Masood today to meet the winners of the GROW Scholarship. The governor was joined by leaders from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and the Department of Workforce Development. The scholarship and training program will help students looking to establish education careers and current graduates in education fields with the help of the governor's Workforce Innovation Grant Program.
The program will also provide an opportunity for high school students to get college credits through UW-Whitewater and mentorship from classroom teachers in the subjects and grade levels they are interested in teaching.
Governor Evers recently announced a $90 million investment in K-12 schools, including $75 million to help districts across the state meet staffing needs and provide other direct classroom support. Clerks will likely not be able to cure ballots ahead of the November election.
That's after a Waukesha County judge said today he would leave his decision in place. Political reporter Will Keneally tells us what this means if you plan to vote absentee. Will?
So under the current court order, clerks cannot do what's called curing the ballot. That's when a piece of information is missing on the back of an absentee ballot return envelope, like if your witness leaves off their zip code, for example. Right now, the Wisconsin Elections Commission is taking that court order and translating it into a guidance for municipal clerks.
WEC is prohibited and enjoined from advising, guiding, instructing, publishing, or otherwise communicating information to the Wisconsin municipal clerks and local election officials, contrary to 6.87 of statute.
So in English, what this means, the WEC had previously said clerks can fill in that missing information. But after the judge's order, they now have to go back and clarify that for clerks, letting them know that they cannot do so under state law. And the commission is still meeting right now. We'll have the result of that meeting up tonight on channel3000.com. So what can you do? This is largely a decision that impacts the clerks who receive the absentee ballots, but you can help them out by making sure that your ballot and envelope are filled out completely and accurately. If you have questions, you can contact your municipal clerk.
Well, thank you. The Department of Justice appears to be ramping up its investigations into the actions of former President Trump. More than 30 people associated with the former president have now received federal grand jury subpoenas, some as recently as last week. The subpoenas branch into 3 areas: the alleged efforts to submit fake electors to Congress, money raised and spent on alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 presidential election, including by Trump's Save America PAC, and finally into the January 6th Stop the Steal rally.
There's subpoenas for people who worked closely or directly with the former president, and they're focused on issues that I think should make the former president nervous.
Today, the House Oversight Committee asked the National Archives to get personal confirmation from Trump that all presidential records have been surrendered and to see if there are any still unaccounted for.
The dramatic advance of Ukraine's army is causing some public anger now in Russia. Over the past few days, Ukrainian troops have recaptured an estimated 2,000 square miles of territory. Ukraine's president says the counterattack will continue. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin is now facing rare criticism at home. And U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken warns while the counteroffensive was well planned and seems to be working, it's too early to predict an outcome. Disappointing numbers today after the Bureau of Labor Statistics released data showing annual inflation is slowing, but not nearly as much as economists had predicted.
Gloria Pazmino breaks down the numbers.
Annual inflation is cooling off, but not nearly fast enough.
Inflation continues to actually increase. That's a problem.
Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics released Tuesday show inflation cooled off in August for a second straight month, but remained high. On a monthly basis, consumer prices rose 0.1% from July.
Food, fuel, and housing. That's the sweet spot of the American consumer, and that's how they understand this.
Despite falling gas prices, the cost of rent, healthcare, food, and other goods continue to increase. That's affecting Americans with not much wiggle room in their budgets.
I buy a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I'm not buying them because they're just too expensive.
The Consumer Price Index, which measures the cost of goods and services, was up 8.3% from a year earlier, compared to 8.5% in July. After stripping out more volatile categories like food and fuel, the month-on-month gain was higher than expected. The numbers suggest a sustainable slowdown may not be on the horizon. That's bad news for the Federal Reserve, which is trying to slow down the economy by raising interest rates.
My sense here is that they're going to lift the policy rate to 4% or greater before they entertain any idea of pausing.
On Wall Street, the report making investors jittery as the less-than-stellar numbers weigh down optimism and trigger a drop in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Economists warn it's a marathon, not a sprint, back to prices anywhere close to pre-pandemic levels. And experts say as the housing market eventually cools, the renters market should follow suit.
Coming up, it could be months before pet owners could see their veterinarians.
Plus, health officials confirm the first monkeypox-related death in the U.S. We'll have the details next at 5. And later, after the shocking murder-suicide of a Madison couple, we speak with an area counselor about what warning signs to look for in domestic violence victims. We'll have more on that tonight at 6.
And today's inflation report deals a crushing blow to the markets. The worst day for the Dow since June of 2020, tumbling some 1,276 points. The Nasdaq down 633, S&P loses 178, and we'll be right back.
Protecting your home starts at the top. If your shingles are torn, cracked, and flying off in the wind, it can cause leaks that lead to costly repairs. So make the switch to Erie Metal Roofing. Get one-day installation on the last roof you'll ever need. And there's no shortage in our supply chain, so we can turn your job around quickly. Erie is A+ rated with the BBB. More than 2,000 excellent reviews online. And now take advantage of this special offer. Call 1-800-966-4500 during this program and receive a 60-inch HD TV with your purchase of an Erie Metal Roofing system. We've helped thousands of homeowners afford a new metal roof. Call today for an estimate as soon as tomorrow. And don't miss this opportunity. Receive a 60-inch HD TV with your metal roofing system purchase from Erie Metal Roofing. Call 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
McGann Furniture and Flooring has a question for you. Do you have a hard time sleeping comfortably through the night? Is your mattress 10 years old or even older? Chances are you're due for a new one. Mattress technology has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Our experienced staff will help you find the right style, construction, and firmness that will give you years of sleeping comfort. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. With delivery and disposal of your old set, we make it easy to have the bed of your dreams at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor.
I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work.
We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home Experience is all about.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing, and I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
After a tragic murder-suicide, News 3 now highlights the shocking statistics of domestic violence. We share the resources that you should know. And UW-Madison aims to help the nationwide shortage of veterinarians. We dive into the demand and how the school will create a supply. That's tonight at 6.
Tomorrow morning in the 608 Forward Madison Week continues as we meet the team mascot. And don't miss our free giveaway.
Plus, keeping an eye on the weekend for chances to rain. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The CDC has now confirmed the first death from monkeypox in the U.S. A Los Angeles resident with a severely weakened immune system who had been hospitalized. Deaths from monkeypox are extremely rare, but more likely among babies, pregnant women, and people with weakened immune systems, such as from HIV. Federal health officials say they're working to make testing more accessible and increasing the production of the monkeypox vaccine.
We're really seeing great uptake across the country, which means that what vaccine we do have, we're able to extend.
While monkeypox cases appear to be leveling off, health officials say that shouldn't lead to any complacency. A person in Harris County, Texas, who had monkeypox died last month, but the virus's role in that death has not yet been confirmed.
The Food and Drug Administration is set to consider the first ever over-the-counter birth control pill. Officials will review an application for the over-the-counter approval of the contraceptive Opill. It's a non-estrogen pill taken orally once a day to prevent pregnancy. It is currently available with a prescription. The review is scheduled for November 18th. If you're looking to take your pet to the veterinarian, you'll want to plan ahead. Right now, in clinics across the country, it's about a 2-month wait to get an appointment on the books. Our Tahalil Moeddin spoke with staff at a local clinic about the holdup.
The demand for veterinarians right now is really high. Vet school graduates have no trouble getting a job, often fielding 3 to 5 job offers at a time. But because they can't say yes to all of them, for the industry, it means a gap in service.
And have you been feeling well, Miss Fig? Yeah, she's been doing great.
Staff at All for Pets say caring for our furry friends has been a big challenge. Between people buying more pets during the pandemic and older vets retiring or leaving for other jobs, appointments are harder to get and wait times are much longer than years past. It's a new normal, veterinarian Julie James says, is frustrating both staff and their clients.
A lot of our front staff, particularly receptionists, sometimes have to deal with some very difficult people, and people get angry and they can get belligerent, and so, then the front staff is, we have a higher turnover of front staff because they're having to deal with those kinds of things.
It's a similar situation at UW's vet school. Leadership there says the problem isn't a lack of people interested in the profession. In fact, in the last 2 years, the school saw twice as many applicants. And even though UW expanded its class size, that still leaves 2,000 hopeful students competing for fewer than 100 slots.
To help meet the demand, UW is also expanding its current facility, opening up a new $150 million building next fall. We'll have more on that at 6. In Madison, Tahlil Moeddin, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Tahlil. All for Pets is currently fully staffed, but the leadership there says many emergency clinics around town are having a hard time finding staff. They say in the worst cases, that's led to 8-hour wait times and clinics having to close early. Let's get a look now at weather. We'll get a check on your certified most accurate forecast. Here's Julian Seawright. Julian?
Well, let's go ahead and start off with the 3 things we're going to need to know, because it is just flat out gorgeous for today. And even though fall is just technically 9 days away for us, it sure as heck does not feel like it right now. We're looking at plenty of sunshine, warmer temperatures into the 70s. And on top of it, we are still going to be waking up to some AM fog by the time we get into our Wednesday morning. But that looks to dissipate. And on top of it, we're still looking at sunny conditions and plenty of the warmer weather as well. Heading into the weekend, though, folks, just keep your eyes on the sky, because we could see some rain and storm chances back into the frame. But planning out what we're going to be seeing for tonight, temperatures dropping into the lower 50s and upper 40s for a couple of areas just to the north. But overall, it's going to be another night to have the windows open as you're going to sleep, because it is just going to be flat out comfortable. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at temperatures still going to be into the 70s throughout much of southern Wisconsin, especially the upper 70s as well. So it's going to be another nice and warm and sunny day for us. Now let's take a look at our surface map. The high pressure system is going to keep things rather dry in the upper Midwest. We are looking at this weak little cold front that's going to sweep through over the next few hours, which keep things on the cooler side, but then warmer air will start to roll in as the low starts to advance throughout the Great Plains into the upper Midwest. Outside of that, let's go ahead and walk through what to expect for tonight. Clear skies, temperatures in the 60s by around 10 o'clock. And then as we get into the overnight hours, we're going to see those lower 50s. A couple of clouds may start to roll in, but one thing we are going to watch for is by the time we get into our Wednesday afternoons, you can see the morning is going to be rather cool as you're heading out to take the kids to school or you're going to work. It's going to be a nice start to our Wednesday. Then we're going to warm up into the 70s and 60s for many of us by the time we get into the lunchtime hour. And then into the later part of our Wednesday afternoon, we're looking at some smoke that's going to start to roll its way in. Now, this smoke is going to be coming in from the wildfires over towards the west. It's not going to be overly hazy, but still could be impacting those who are in the sensitive category with any kind of ailments in terms of the air being not as clean as it should be. So we're going to be looking at the smoke starting to roll its way in around our late Wednesday and carry into the overnight hours as well. And here's a quick look at what we're seeing from that. It's going to really start to advance late tonight, but more thickness of that smoke will start to really develop by the time we get into our Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. So that's just one thing to watch for. Outside of that, though, we are looking forward this weekend to be bringing in some rain chances by the time we get into our Saturday nights and into our Sunday morning, and another period of it going into our Sunday evening as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at our 10-day forecast. Things are going to be nice and smooth throughout the next few days. We're going to warm up gradually into Friday and Saturday, into the lower 80s. Heading into the weekend, we do have a shot of seeing some storms and then cooling down as we head into next week. Now, taking a quick look at what we're seeing for our traffic as of right now, still pretty smooth on the belt line. However, we are looking onto the western side, some slow spots, but overall, the belt line and even for the interstate, we are looking smooth as butter. It's going to do it for our weather and traffic. Back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. The former head of security for Twitter testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee today over claims the company misled regulators about its ability to protect user accounts. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
They don't know what data they have, where it lives, or where it came from.
Twitter whistleblower Peter Mudge Zatko detailed his concerns before senators of serious security and privacy vulnerabilities that he says could put the social media giant's hundreds of millions of users at risk.
It's not far-fetched to say that an employee inside the company could take over the accounts of all of the senators in this room.
Zatko worked as Twitter's head of security for 2 years before he was fired this past January. He alleges his concerns went unheard by the company's leadership, prompting him to go public.
I determined it was necessary to take on the personal and professional risk to myself and to my family.
Zatko also testified he warned the company a foreign agent was on the payroll.
Their response was, well, since we already have one, what does it matter if we have more?
Zatko's allegations have prompted outrage across both sides of the aisle, especially since the social media giant was ordered by the FTC to better safeguard personal information as part of a settlement in 2011.
I wouldn't exactly give a passing grade to Twitter when it comes to the security of information. Would you grade as well the government agencies that have some responsibility?
They're left letting companies grade their own homework, and I think that's one of the big challenges.
Republican Senator Chuck Grassley said Twitter's CEO rejected the company's invitation to appear before the committee.
If these allegations are true, I don't see how Mr. Agrawal can maintain his position at Twitter.
Twitter has disputed Zatko's allegations and says it's made security and privacy a company-wide priority. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, during that hearing, Elon Musk tweeted a popcorn emoji appearing to show he was tuned in. Twitter shareholders voted today in favor of his $44 billion takeover to buy the company, even though he is seeking to terminate that deal. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
When severe weather rolls in, you need a roof that will keep your family safe and dry. That's where Erie Metal Roofing can help. Get a lifetime of protection that won't warp, crack, or rot. The Erie Metal Roofing system is durable and stands up to heavy rain, hail, high wind, even fire. And we can install in as little as 1 day.
Well, I've dealt with a lot of roofers. I mean, this is probably one of 15 houses I've built over my lifetime. And it's definitely the best company I've ever worked with.
Get the last roof you'll ever need. You'll be surprised how affordable metal roofing is. Plus, now, with your Erie Metal Roofing System purchase, you'll receive a 60-inch HD TV at no additional charge. Stay up to date on the latest weather or your favorite shows. Just be sure you call during this program for this special offer. That's a 60-inch HD TV with your purchase of the Erie Metal Roofing System. Call 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Get everything you need for your automotive needs with 11% off at Menards. Protect your boats and campers with premium RV and marine antifreeze. It has burst-proof protection down to -50 degrees. A gallon is just $2.99 after 11% off. Pennzoil offers superior synthetic motor oil. This oil can get you better fuel economy and protects your engine to keep you on the road. A 5-quart jug of Pennzoil motor oil is just $17.69 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
The Socialist Squad led the charge to defund the police and eliminate bail for dangerous felons. Now violent crime is surging in Wisconsin.
More people have been killed in Milwaukee this year than in any previous year.
Mandela Barnes attacked the Kenosha police and incited more violence.
The officer's deadly actions attempted to take a person's life in broad daylight. This felt like some sort of vendetta.
Mandela Barnes, dangerously liberal on crime.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Energy entrepreneur is being honored by the Biden administration this week for his part in uniting others.
Masood Akhtar, founder and president of the We Are Many United Against Hate movement, will be among 21 uniters from across the United States, honored by President Biden on Thursday. Akhtar was nominated by Wisconsin U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin.
So I'm very excited to go there and represent our movement, but on the top of that, represent our great state of Wisconsin, that how we work together as one village to make a change when we bring our elected officials, when we bring our students, when we bring farmer hate groups, all of those people together.
During the United We Stand Summit, the president will recognize the uniters for their efforts in combating hate and violence and fostering unity. Honorees will include bipartisan faith leaders and teachers, police officers, mayors, civic leaders, and volunteers, as well as everyday Americans who hold together and reach across lines to heal their communities. And we're back with a final check of your First One forecast after a short break.
If your roof is 10 years old or older and the shingles are deteriorating and leaking, it's not your fault, it's the asphalt. Immediate relief is available with one call to Erie Metal Roofing. Get a lifetime of protection against wind, rain, hail, and heat with the most energy-efficient roofing system we've ever offered. And it may qualify you for a discount on your homeowner's insurance. Beautiful, insulated, stone-coated metal roofing backed with a lifetime warranty. See the before and after difference. Be sure you ask about our one-day installation. Get the last roof you'll ever need. And time's running out to call and receive a 60-inch HD TV with your purchase of an Erie Metal Roofing system. Visit online at eriemetalroofs.com. And remember, it's your last chance to call during this program for the 60-inch HD TV with your metal roofing system purchase from Erie. Call 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
First, we found out that radical Tim Michael supports Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban.
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct. Now we found out his foundation funds a group working to outlaw birth control and ban abortion, even to save the life of the mother. And his family foundation funds a group that uses cell phone data to track women if they go to abortion centers. Vote no on radical Tim Michaels.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. Shocking inflation numbers. The Dow plummets more than 1,000 points as prices continue to rise for rent, healthcare, and food costs. What it means for gas prices. Plus, the images just coming in as Queen Elizabeth's coffin arrives at Buckingham Palace for the final time. And as the world mourns, a look back at the Queen's legacy as a fashion icon. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And Julian's back. Final check of the forecast.
Well, we got to enjoy these next few days. Even though fall is just right around the corner, it's not going to feel like it this week. Temperatures will slowly rise into some summer-like feels once again as we head towards the weekend. Enjoy the sunshine because we are looking at some storms to threaten our weekend once again.
All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.